I'm going to tell you, black people are some of the most fair people in this country. We're fair. We like invite people in. We put our money in non-black owned banks. We work for non-black companies. Like, we're fair. We're like the people that embrace diversity. Sometimes we're mad at each other than we are other people, right? So when I'm talking about entrepreneurship and black entrepreneurship in this country, it is not just about, and this is why a lot of us fall short, it's not just about going to college, getting this theoretical information, and going out and putting it to use. Not for a black person. It doesn't work like that. We have a lot of other challenges that we got to learn to navigate and get through before we can even use the entrepreneurial training that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to think about the strategic stuff first, because there's a lot of cultural things in our community that causes us to stay oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, the simple philosophy of people, they always, like when they come to us, we're always opening stores, always training people, and I'll get into some of that today. But they come to us and they're asking questions like, do we lend the money? Do we help people get financing? You know, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, how much money you got? You know what I'm saying? Because we've done it before for people, but that becomes a little tricky thing for us people with money. But we ask, well, how much money you got? I don't have any. But I've been working 10 years. And I said, listen, you got to let your master fund your freedom. Think about what I'm saying. You're going to work, you're getting a paycheck, the money that's hitting your account, that's money as well. But for some reason, we tend to look at wages as lifestyle money, and then the money to take us to the next level should come from elsewhere, whether government or loan or grant. So we go looking that way. I'm like, nah. You have a master right now that you're working for. Let them fund your freedom. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of ideological stuff that we got to get past. You know what I'm saying? Getting over on each other, stabbing each other in the back, all this different stuff. But the minute we go work for the other man, we on our P's and Q's. We do a good job. Like, there's a problem, and people are laughing at us every day. Because they're looking at us like, you know, like they can drive through our hood and just look at us and make sure that we're still oppressed. Let me just check and see if they're still doing foolishness. They drive through, see us. All right, let's go back to the suburbs. Let's go back to Beverly Hills. They're still ignorant. We good. Like, it's a lot of time we're not really thinking on that level. We think it's just a surface thing and think that we could just move forward based on that. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking and I'm saying stuff, you may hear a little bit of radicalism, little movement type stuff in me.
That's all right.
You sure it's all right? Because if you don't like it, you can leave. But if I get on my preach mode, I need to see offering plates passing around. So if you're doing one or the other, the offering plate, you can leave. You know what I'm saying? Because this is way deeper and bigger than just, now the thing is, beauty supply stores weren't the only businesses that I owned or still own. It's just one that I took a particular interest in because of the whole dynamics. Like, you're looking at like, wait a minute. Okay, 96% of my money coming from black people, 13,000 stores across the country, only 400 of them black owned, which is about 3%, $15 billion industry, $1 trillion spending power out of black people. What does that mean for us and our community? And then you got to beg black people to put our monies in a black bank. Follow me for a second. The most successful black-owned bank makes $84 million a year. The most successful Korean-owned bank makes $30 billion. You gotta marinate on that for a second. Because we're kind of moving through, like I said, because we don't have strategy and we're moving through society taking cues from what media tells us, government tells us, and we're just like, okay, be nice, play fair. They're not. No one else is. No one else is. I read a statistic that showed that the average immigrant takes 5 years to pass the average black American in this country, economically. So people come to the country, 5 years later, they're ahead of us. Huh? It's behavioral stuff. Because I'm going to tell you, I can throw money at many of us, and we're going to be back in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, yes, sir.
Do you think that that's the result of being a distorted race? Because these people that you talk about, like the Koreans and a lot of them, they are a culture that is originating, and there is no distortion. Well, we are distorted people. We come from and we don't have nothing but American history built upon that. So we're limitless, but we still have opportunities that enable us to move forward than our ancestors did.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Adrian, but everyone calls me Seven.
Seven?
Seven like the number.
7. Okay. Took you 7 days to be completed. Okay, good. Let me tell you something. I like what you said, but let me draw a very interesting parallel. Our community is filled with hustlers, but not enterprisers. There's a difference between a hustler and an enterpriser. We have hustlers, peddlers out of the trunk of a car, not taking the real risk, not stepping out on it. Statistics show that the average black person takes serious steps towards entrepreneurship at the age of 56. They're serious steps. Quitting a job, signing a lease, doing something full-time. Serious steps of full-time entrepreneurship at the age of 56. Meanwhile, the average age range for a successful full-time business of a person who started is between the age of 28 and 42. 14 years behind of the latest person at 42. We're constantly behind. Now, to say the number one reason for a black-owned person, a black person going full-time entrepreneurship is desperation. Whether it's a felony conviction, we lost a job, we can't get employed for whatever reason, retirement, we're near retirement, it becomes the stepchild, the economic stepchild. We don't look at entrepreneurship as the first thing you're supposed to do. When you're young, you got the skills, you have less obligations, no family, no kids. Real enterprising, we don't look at it like that. Because what are we telling our kids? Get the good grades, go to school, play it safe. Because America says play it safe, right? Why am I bringing that up from what you said? I'm saying that because we are trying to compete with people who have been practicing entrepreneurship for hundreds of years. Their very culture in their homes is entrepreneurship. You're buying your yaki weave, bohemi, whatever it is, your natural hair products, whatever you feel floats your boat, you're buying it from a 13-year-old behind a Korean register many times. Because they're teaching their children the discipline, the self-control, the resilience, all the necessary components of entrepreneurship so that when they decide to become entrepreneurs, they'll be successful because they have these levels of intrinsics that makes for a successful full-time entrepreneur. Now, we like to do the creative stuff, the showboating, symbolic stuff. But there's so many things behind the layers that we don't pay attention to. But we focus on looking good, right? Now, that's a benefit for us because we drive the industry because we want to look good. So I'm not even knocking the part of us being creative and fashionable. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, who should profit from that? Who should profit from our behavior? You see what I'm saying? So many times people come to us and they want information but not education. They just want to know who are the distributors, where do I get blah, blah. And you go and we're trying to tell them, listen, you got to prepare because you're going up against Navy SEALs. It's like you just deciding, I'm going over, you know what? I don't like those terrorists. Give me a gun. I'm going over there. And you're going up against people who are training right now. When you clocking in, they training. When you sleep, they training. When we at the clubs, they doing inventory. They're training, and then we come in, and then first thing we say is, black people don't support each other. Them Koreans got it on lock. Meanwhile, we don't take personal responsibility for why we're failing in business. We're not preparing ourselves. College is not going to do it. College teaches you how to go out and manage existing resources. I'm talking about going from ground up. Taking that idea, making raw materials, making it a finished product, making sure it's priced right, building it out with enough profits that you can hire people, grow your business, market it properly, and make it an enterprise, not just a hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond that. So I'm saying we haven't gotten anywhere. Y'all see we on the first slide still? Like y'all just, Y'all that coming in, we still on the first slide. We haven't said anything yet. Just letting you know you haven't missed anything, okay? What I'm saying is, we have a lot of work to do before we think we can go to the next level. And everything I talk about is about enterprising. Because I believe in spending with each other. I believe in hiring each other. I believe in banking with each other. I believe in lending to each other. I believe in all that stuff that creates an independent, sustainable community within itself. So when I'm talking, I'm not going to give you the easy throw in, the simple stuff for you to just run off and think you're doing something, because we're not even going to take your money. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't operate like that. We're building real soldiers. Out of the almost 100 stores that we've started, we've lost 2 or 3 of them. And that's off people that don't listen. So we don't lose stores. This isn't like a game or a gimmick. This is serious business. So if you're not prepared to go down that road, the real journey, this is your opportunity to not hear from me anymore